It would have been possible without you. You're like so clear about what has to be done. Like most of the time, I wasn't even sure about what to do, and you had to literally tell me everything, and you were like telling me page wise. That's what like made it very clear for me. That's what made me work properly on the portfolio. So that was only possible because of you.
How does it
I'm like
feel?
so happy, like really happy. Yesterday when it came while I was opening the link also, I was praying and said, please, please read good news.
Oh my God. And this was your first preference,
Yeah.
right? Even when we had started preparing, you had a list of 7, 8 colleges.
Yeah.
This was the first
Yeah.
that you wanted. Now it's done.
Yeah.
Do you want to even try for any other
Yes.
college?
Like I'm not even waiting for other colleges to reply back.
Obviously, because this is done. The big dream is coming live.
Yes.
How has the family responded?
They were like so happy, really happy. Actually, the mail came yesterday at 8 p.m., but I only saw it like 12 a.m. And the minute it came, I was calling my mom and she was like jumping up and down.
Oh my God. And this was so important for your mom. I
Yeah.
remember our first call. This is so
Yes.
great. I'm so proud of you, Amrita. So proud of
It
you.
would have
For
been
those of
possible
you,
without you.
I'm so happy to help, and I'm so happy that I get to be a part of this wonderful journey of yours, play a small role in the big journey which has started for you. So happy for you.
Thank you so much.
For those of our followers who don't know or haven't understood by watching the title already, Amrita was a part of my premium one-on-one mentorship, and she just got her acceptance letter, like not even 12 hours. She got her acceptance letter at SIT, and she's going for her master's. Amazing. Welcome to the channel, Amrita, and welcome to the group officially
Yeah.
of FITMs. You can officially create a club now.
Yes.
How does it feel to be in the world's number one fashion school?
I really didn't think this would be possible. This was just an option for me actually because I was thinking that this wouldn't happen. And you remember even one of my calls, I was so stressed that I started crying in between. Like I couldn't take it.
I remember. I remember. But you're here now,
Yeah.
and you've got it. And all that hard work and all the tears have paid off.
Yes.
So tell me a little about why did you sign up for my mentorship program? What was the reason?
Because I had watched a lot of your YouTube videos and your Instagram reels and stuff, and I wasn't pretty sure about the requirements which was for the portfolio. So I just thought I'll come up with you and I'll ask you what has to be done. So in that I felt like you know everything, like you were confident about it. So I just thought that if I'm with you, I'll be less stressed. And if I had done it alone, I would have been much worse place.
Hmm. So, but even applying overseas, you were very clear that okay, I want to go to only US colleges,
Hmm.
right? And honestly, the number one and like the top three passings in FIT are the only two which are there in the US, which are the otherwise all of the colleges are in London and in UK
Hmm.
and in
Yeah.
Europe. Uh, I was also very unsure because US colleges we just didn't have those many options
Yeah.
for the best ones. And you were very indecisive. I remember in our first few calls, you were like, I am keeping options open for 7 colleges. I was like, what is this girl doing? 7 colleges? Like, and I thought you didn't have faith in yourself, which worried me even more because if a kid doesn't believe in themselves, my work is double because first I have to make them
Yeah.
believe and then
And in the end, I
process.
only applied like 3 colleges.
I am so glad. I am so glad that we didn't like run around for, because 7 is a lot
Yeah, it
and it's
was.
required when you're not sure. I
Mm.
have kids who have applied for 5 colleges and they've gotten into all 5. Now, what's the point, right? If you've gotten into the best, what's the point of the other four?
Yeah.
They're just options. But I'm just so glad that you decided to limit yourself to the top three
Yes.
and aim for the top three. So, just for our viewers, tell them a little something about what was your overall experience doing this program with me.
First of all, you're like so clear about what has to be done. Even the slightest mistake in my portfolio, you were like able to tell it to me very clearly. Like most of the time, I wasn't even sure about what to do, especially the thesis. I had no idea how to do the visual thesis, and you had to literally tell me everything, and you were like telling me page wise. That's what like made it very clear for me. That's what made me work properly on the portfolio. Even when they were checking my portfolios and stuff, they told me that I'm a very strong candidate, that they can see it through my transcripts and portfolio. So that was only possible because of you.
So glad. So I think it's not just the feedback that I give, but the feedback that you take and the changes you make, which makes a strong portfolio. So you have to credit yourself for being a very good student and listening to every small minute spelling mistake also
Yeah.
and fixing it before the submission. A lot of times finding a good student is also a task. Finding somebody who actually understands, and you were one of those diligent students who are willing to make the extra effort and fix things and do anything at the 11th hour also. Like if it's not good enough, you were willing to work the extra night shift and fix it,
Yeah.
which I think is very commendable. So give yourself a pat on the back.
Sure.
You've been a very, very good
Thank you.
student. Over the last 3 months, you joined me, I think, in November, and Jan first week, we had already submitted the portfolio. So it was literally 2.5 months. This was again one of the shortest portfolios I have ever made. And I was very, very unsure of how we will match the deadline with my wedding
Yeah.
and with also your exams. But tell us a little about what has your experience been in the sessions while you were sort of taking the feedback from me live and outside of the sessions, because a lot of times we weren't able to do calls.
But even if you weren't able to do calls, you were like there always, like sending me voice messages. Even when I wasn't sure about what to do, you were always there on text. Like I didn't feel like you weren't available anytime.
Okay. And for future generation of kids who will be applying for colleges abroad, which is going to be a lot of students once they see this interview, what is going to be your one suggestion to them, when it comes to preparing their portfolio with me?
Just take your advice. Just blindly trust you and take your advice, because the minute mistakes, like so far I have worked on my portfolio, I have never seen the minute details, but you were able to guide me in the minute details very much. Like you were clear about what they want. So yeah, just blindly
Yeah.
take it.
And here's a secret. Yours was the first Masters for Fashion Design portfolio for FIT that I was doing.
Oh
I
wow.
have done for all of the other colleges. I've done CSM, I've done LCF, and I've gotten kids in. I've done Parsons and I've gotten kids in. But FIT, yours was the first kid who came to me with a master's portfolio. So it was a very big test for me along with you, and I was doing it along with you.
Yeah, that too. Masters had a lot of requirements and compared to the UG courses.
Absolutely. And I was constantly learning and talking to people to make sure that your portfolio is as perfect as it can get. In fact, when we were applying for SCAD, I got on a call with like three people
Yeah, you told me
to
about
understand
that.
what is the scholarship situation like and how much can the kid get if we want to apply for SCAD. And I used all my resources on LinkedIn. I was like, listen, you're studying at SCAD. Kids were obviously more than
Mm-hmm.
willing to help because Shivangi Lavati is messaging or designer Didi is messaging. At some point, they've used my YouTube channel, so that goodwill is there. And kids have harassed them at like odd hours in the night. It's like, listen, you got in now, you got in yourself now. Did you get a scholarship? Be honest. But I'm just so glad that we don't really look for anything else now. We
Yeah.
just look for your accommodation and get your visa and your tickets sorted
Yes.
and get you on that flight to FIT. So when it comes to your portfolio, one last thing before we end this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
anything specific that you would like to share with students in general that, hey, this is something that you should be keeping in mind when you're preparing your portfolio?
Definitely the research board and the muslin and toil developments we have done. I think that's what matters the most in portfolio. More than sketches and illustration, I felt they looked onto it more than the other boards.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for
Thank
that.
you.
Really sound advice. And I am so, so proud of you, Amrita, and so, so happy for
Thank you
you to
so
have
much.
embarked on this journey. And I can see the smile. I remember the Amrita in December, and remember the Amrita
Yeah, I
now.
remember we were on call, and between call, I started crying. Like, I was so overwhelmed at that point.
I know. And look at you all happy.
Yeah.
It's done. It's happening and you're going.
Yes.
Congratulations once
Thank
again.
you.
And only hoping for the best.
Yeah.